you go.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Hey, what's happening?
How is Deborah? How you doing?
I'm
Okay.
fine. Oh, this works good. The lighting is good. The sound is good, and you closed off from all that noise. This will probably work out well.
Okay. Okay. Good. My daughter's in the house. I said let me go out to my car so she won't be ear hustling or taking notes, the wrong notes.
Yes, that's
Yes.
important. Well, I'm
Yes,
so
ma'am.
happy you could make it.
Thank you. Thank you. Me too. I'm so glad to meet you.
And I'm
So pretty.
appreciative of everybody who you ladies sent in your filled out the little application to participate in this. And it's
Yes,
very
ma'am.
important because I'm thinking, I was telling the lady I interviewed first, we have so many fabulous, accomplished, powerful women that come to this channel, and I
Yes.
know it, but the other viewers, don't know your story. So I thought this would
Right.
be a great opportunity for you guys to be able to share that so they know too how wonderful you are.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. I wanted to share as soon as you posted. I wanted to share and just share my experience over the last year or two. So,
Okay. Well, let's
if
start
anyone
by
can
you
learn.
introducing yourself and giving the people a little bit of background about where you've been before you got to where you are.
Okay. Well, I'm 40 years old. I'm um, I'm originally from Houston. I know you
Ah,
live out
I went
there.
to school there. Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm born and raised in Houston. I've been in Indiana for about 10 years. I'm a single parent. I have four young adult children, so ranges between 16 and almost 22. So I had my children very young, and it shaped my 20s and my 30s. So now that I turned 40, it's almost like I have a new life, a new perspective on life, especially with them getting older and doing their own thing. And it took me for a roller coaster, so I wasn't ready. But it drug me, just drug me along, and I come out on the other side like super happy and grateful um, that I was dragged.
So what would you say, as you were going through that, what were the, I don't know, just say top two or three challenges that you had to wrestle with?
Well, I dated someone for like 3 or 4 years, and he's older than me, and he retired kind of suddenly, like unexpectedly, like quickly. He retired, and as soon as he retired, he moved out of state. Like, okay, bye. And it threw me for a loop. It just took the rug from under me, and I didn't know how to deal with it. So um, I tried to cope with it. I tried to, okay, we're still friends, we're still dating, but you're in another state, your home state, and it was difficult. And through that, I was introduced to different relationship coaches on YouTube. Um, that was actually the last thing. Mostly it was political, religious. Then it became relationship coaching. So it was almost like when he left, what I thought was the way my life was supposed to go, it completely got turned upside down.
Right.
So it was almost like I had to find out what I really wanted, because if he just leaves, he knew exactly what he wanted. He didn't let me know, but so I needed to find my own life, and if I'm getting told what's true and I'm just taking it at face value, I'm not really learning for myself to see if it's true for me. So that was at 40. So, at 40, I'm literally just trying to find my way into who I really am, what I really like, the things that I value the most. So that was the major thing, honestly. And my children are teenagers, so they started getting into trouble, and so it was kind of like my identity as a mother and insecurity as a mother just came, hit me dead in my face.
Yeah.
So really it was those two things that just kind of introduced me into what about me, what do I want, what's real and true for me. um and with the relationship, oh my God, that has changed so much. I mean, I did not wear makeup. I did not get my nails done. I did not wear heels, and I still usually don't, on a day to day. But when I go out, I do. I like to look, look nice. I like to, um, my mom always told me that red lipstick was, fast, and red nail polish was fast, and heels are for, for street walkers, and just all these things that you would think are, now that I know, is girly and feminine. I didn't do those things because I didn't want to be looked at that way. So
Where did she get that from? Was she
I
like
grew
a Pentecostal person or something?
No, you know what? I think because I've talked to my sister about this. I have a younger brother and a younger sister, and I think she was just, she didn't want us to be fast. She didn't want us to date boys, or be too, I guess, too sexual.
Right.
To identify too much with our femininity. Being a female, being a woman, and there was no encouraging, like, don't do this, but try this, to be more of a lady. It was all, don't do this bad thing. Never, cross your legs like this. It was
Hmm.
always bad, never the good part of it. So
Did
I've,
she
I've had
talk
to
to you
learn
and
that.
your sister about, or any of you children, about sexual things, about your bodies and stuff like that?
No, no, nothing ever, ever. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, I'm
Never.
not
I've,
surprised. I'm not
I,
surprised, but I thought I wanted on record that, I don't want to assume things. I want to
yes.
ask you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, never, ever, ever. I was always a kid who I read a lot. I was always in the library. So things that I was interested in, even now, like, this is why I'm here now. Things that I'm interested in, I'll go research and go look it up. So I was always in the library. So things about, etiquette, about puberty, I got a book. But she never sat us down and told us anything. I really literally can't remember anything besides, maybe, when you start your menstruation for the first time, it's almost like, here you go, use these, wash your hands. Very blunt,
That's
and it was
it?
kind of, I don't remember anything. I honestly don't. As a matter of fact, I really, I don't. My mom is not very, you know she's not very cuddly. She's not very, she cares about you. The way she shows that she cares about you is by basically spending money on you, which I appreciate, definitely. But as far as teaching, never teaching, admonishing, yes, but never really teaching. So that's something I've had to, like, even now, last year I've had to reteach myself everything. Oh, I mean, a lot. Um,
So it's called reparenting. That's the buzz phrase these days. You reparent
okay.
yourself. That's what.
Reparent myself, yeah,
Hmm.
with love, with also, not even that, but reparenting yourself with love, with understanding, with knowing where I came from, where I want to go, what's my end goals, and then kind of having more options, not just one option. This is the way it is. Look at this, think about it, see how it fits with you, and then, sleep on it, then decide. And if you learn something else, that may change, just staying open to it.
Right.
Um, which I'm totally open to it. My mom, she was the best. She was the best mother for me. But she, there she was just raised a certain kind of way, and I love her. I love her to death, of course, but she was just raised a certain kind of way, and I think she was just trying to protect us,
Right.
especially us girls. She was just trying to protect us. We ended up doing everything she didn't want us to do, anyways. With
That's
buck
how
wild.
it goes. That's how it goes, especially when you don't give girls enough information about, okay, it's one thing to tell them not to do something, but you need to explain to them why, what the parameters are, what the ramifications are if they do, give them the whole story so that they
Right.
know the whole scoop.
Yeah, yeah. And I teach my daughter. I have a 16-year-old. She's my youngest child and my only girl. So I teach her, like, while I've been learning this last year, I've been teaching her also, so that she won't, at least hopefully won't make some of the same mistakes that I made, including birth control. Um, that's a big one. That's a
Yes.
huge one. That's a huge one. I promise. I just don't understand why women do not put their young daughters on birth control. It's something that blows my mind. But I have my daughter on birth control, and if she makes a mistake, it won't be the kind of mistake where it sets her back 10 years because she has a baby. You
Right.
know.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's really hard. I mean, because so many mothers, especially African American ones, it's like they don't want to do that because they feel like it's giving the daughter permission to be sexual. It's like you don't need to give them
Yes.
permission. They're going to do it. Okay. And
Right.
when they get ready, they're going to. What's your job as a mama is to do what you're doing and protect your baby from hurting herself.
Yes. 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 And okay. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, Miss Deborah. Look, I've been telling everyone I know, that has a daughter, take her for birth control, and I get a lot of pushback from people that I know. I get a lot of pushback from it. They don't want to do it. They do
Yeah.
not want to do it. They don't want to do it. It's amazing to me, but I keep saying it. So hopefully it'll sink in. I'm actually thinking about flying down there to Texas to take my niece myself and just pop up, for 2 days, take her, and then who would know?
I
You
mean,
know,
they don't really, it's like they're not thinking. How in the world can you set these girls up
yes,
like this and just leave them young and naive and not knowing nothing and you're not helping protect them? That's your job as the adult, the mama. That's your
yeah,
job. Well, I'm
yes,
glad to hear this. This is so good. Okay, let me see.
yeah.
So when you're talking about all these things, sound like your mother had a lot of influence in your life, but it was kind of a different way. Is there anyone else that you could point to that had a lot of influence on you becoming the woman that you are now?
Um, it depends, positively or negatively. It depends. With my mother, I've always met women my mother's age, older Black women who've guided me. So when I wasn't, hanging out with her, dealing with her, and we were getting into it or whatever, bumping heads, it seemed like there was always an older Black woman about her age who I could speak with, who would give me guidance. I mean, I can't even count how many. And my mom's very strong. She's a Leo, and
Oh no.
they're strong women. So and I've met a bunch of them, which is great, which is awesome. But negatively would probably be my father. I was thinking about this, preparing for this interview, and he was never there. So just because someone isn't there, they can still impact you.
Yes.
Um, and my mom and my dad, obviously, they had their own relationship. I think I was just a byproduct of it. So, I was never in their relationship. I was always just, I guess, a byproduct of it. Never really. I'm still trying to understand that, honestly. But I did find my dad last year. That was one thing that was a huge part. I found him. I had to find out who he was because I had the wrong name. Actually,
Oh.
I had to. Yeah, I had a nickname. I didn't know it was a nickname, so I had to find him. He's in prison, and we were writing each other, and I had to cut him off a couple of months ago because I found out there was a reason why my mom stopped dealing with him. It's just,
Oh.
he's just a user. That's all. Yeah, but I can say definitely that I'm glad I did it because I knew now.
Right.
Just like when you're growing up, you don't know why, and she never did speak badly about him. But when I started communicating with him, I'm like, oh, okay, I would have left him too. Thank you, mom. You know, so now I know, and it's like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. Seriously, it was like a huge weight, and of a person I never knew. But you paint the person that you would want that person to be. You paint
Exactly.
it, and it's not, if it's not reality. I think I was old enough to deal with it maturely, but maybe if I was younger, then it may have really done a number on me. So I think it was perfect
Well,
timing.
it happened when it was supposed to happen because
Yeah.
you could not only, write them and contact them yourself, you could also understand what you were seeing and hearing as an adult.
Hmm.
Little,
Yes.
like you said, kids idealize their fathers and, their parents, and they don't see them for what they really are. So, oh, good for you. I'm just loving this. You
Okay.
just made all kind of strides for yourself.
Oh my God, like a totally different person. I'm serious, like a 180. I've lost all my friends, which is okay because
Well,
they weren't doing anything anyways. Oh my God, they were not doing anything. So I've lost almost everyone except for my immediate family, my sister. Um, that's about it.
that happens. That's
Mhm.
just a normal process of, when you start to grow, it's like you come out of your cocoon. You know how the butterflies first is the little moth thing or what, caterpillar, then it turns into a moth and then it's a butterfly. It's kind of like that. So all them people was the cocoon and you just broke free. And so
Yes.
what you gonna do? They have to stay behind.
Okay. I'm gonna keep flying.
There you go. So what brings you joy now that you done come to all that and come to these realizations at 40? Well, who are
Okay.
you now? What makes you happy? What makes you feel fulfilled?
Um, Miss Deborah, I'm still finding out. I'm still finding out some things. I've always just worked, took care of my kids, and that was about it. I would hang out sometimes. So I'm still finding that. Like actually, just this morning, I was meditating, and I asked to be for my creative mind to be revealed to me, so I can find out what I really, really like. But I love meditating. I love my spirituality. I've been so connected to it. I can sit here with $3 in my purse, but I'm smiling and I'm, speaking to people, and I'm, smiling at work, and I'm doing all of those things. That actually is the best part of my day every day is my spirituality, and knowing that I'm still growing, knowing that there's so much more to learn about life, about the world. Watching my kids. Um, they're kind of cuckoo now, but I'm looking forward to when they break through because it took me a while. So, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that process. I really am because I know that they'll be okay because I've been okay. So, I guess just the journey of everything is it's been fun, honestly, in the end. It was fun. It really was. I'm excited. Okay. I'm like, look when 50 come, I'm gonna be a mess. I'm gonna be
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna be
I
out
might be
here.
scared of you by then.
Okay. Okay. I have big dreams. I have big dreams, and I visualize them every day.
So let's say that since the name of this series is, well, I started in February with the live your best life, kind of motto. And I'm going to carry this on through the end of the year. This series is a part of that. So when you hear the words live your best life, what does that mean to you?
Um, Honestly, I would say it would be just being authentic in who you are, not doing what everybody else does if it doesn't fit you. Finding out who you are, not letting anyone dictate what's right or what's wrong for you, no matter who they are. Family, friends, co-workers, teachers, or whatever. We're shaped so young, and those things are stifled from us to where we don't know. By the
Right.
time we graduate high school into college, we're just we pick a career and say, okay, I'll do that, and life moves so fast. So honestly, I guess just the authenticity of who you are as a person, never letting that waver from the left or the right, and being okay with it. Um, I've been living my best life this past year, even though it was turmoil throughout the whole year. But I knew that it was something that needed to be done to for me to feel better authentically. Um, I would say
Where
that
did you
never
get
let
that
anyone.
courage from, though? Where what did you dig down in and find the courage to do that? Because a lot of women, they know they need to do it, but they don't because they're terrified. But
Um,
you did. So I'm curious, what motivated you?
Well, you know what? When the guy left, okay, before I dated him, I was with someone for 6 years who was like he was like a father to my children. He got sick and he passed away. He had a very hard, tough illness. And like the first day he was in the hospital, I found out he had been married for like 30 years. I didn't know. Everyone else in the family knew. The family turned on me. You know, they tried to kick in my door and take his stuff and everything.
Oh my
And
God.
that was a while back, you know, and I was like, okay, well, I'll bounce back from that. I'll, you know, start dating again. I started dating again, and everything was going okay until, oh, I'm retiring. I'm buying a house in Georgia. And so when those two things happened, it was like, okay, so this is for like the last 10 years, from 30 to 40. What do I have to lose? You know, it was one of those things of, what do I have to lose? I've been doing it this way for so long and I have nothing to show for it. You got me messed up. I'm going to try a different way. I'm going to learn about what I really want, you know. So no one now can tell me to be a quote unquote good woman, you know, virtuous woman, you know, hold your man down. I'm not doing that. I'm doing what's best for me. So it was literally like, look, I had nothing to lose because I had tried it this way for really from 20 to 40 for 20 years. And I was thinking, I'm not about to waste 20 more years on doing something I know does not work, you know. And when I did that, it just introduced other things, you know, that relationship fell and introduced other things that I never paid attention to. So it was just like a you know, let's go for it. Let's do something different. How would it hurt? How would it hurt? How could it hurt? You
Look at
know?
you, Tanaka. You just doing the damn thing. I'm so proud of
Okay.
you. That's
Look, that's
just
why I was
that's
so happy to sign up. I was like, oh, let me tell you, Miss Deborah, I'm so I'm so
no,
happy
this is
to turn 40 and happy.
wonderful.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
wonderful. Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me this
Mhm.
now, what is it that's in your mind that you want to do that that you haven't done yet? Something that's like, I don't know, a goal or just maybe travel. I mean, what is there something in your mind that's just burning you up that you just want to accomplish next?
Um, it's a lot, actually. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Like I love traveling. I have like an itch for traveling, so I will travel. It's just how far will I travel? How long will I be able to stay? Um, you know, I want to be able to work for myself, make money while I'm traveling. That's my ultimate goal. So I'm actually
Okay.
looking into that. You know, right now I clean homes, so it's okay as far as the flexibility, but you know, I don't meet very many people. I work by
Right.
myself, and so it's kind of constraining when, you know, when I'm in this great mood. I don't have anybody to share with or, you know, talk to. So I guess just finding a different source of income, mainly something more freeing, and traveling. I love to travel. I love to travel. This Deborah, you can't stop me. I would drive to Cincinnati. Look, I know it take an hour and a half to get there, and I would stay there. I stay there for 3 or 4 hours, and I would come right back home just to get a little nature, you know, that kind
Look
of thing.
like,
So
uh-huh.
yes, ma'am. So I'm that part. You know, I plan on moving. I've been staying in my house for 10 years. I plan on moving next year. Plan on getting a car in 2 months. Got my birthday, a new car, my first new car. You know, I was like, why not? You know, why not dream? It was my dreams got bigger. I guess that's how it was. You know, my
Okay.
dreams got bigger. You know, I always thought, okay, well, maybe I'll get married to someone and, you know, he may make, you know, 30, $40,000 and my 30 or 40,000 and we'll be happy. And that's limiting. I was okay with that for a time, you know, not no more. Mm-mm.
Okay, go ahead,
Uh,
girl.
and the big dollars.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, well now people are going to be listening to this video. What would your recommendations be for the viewer? Say you were going to send them away with 2 or 3 things that you think are important for them to take away from your life lessons. What would you suggest? 2 or 3, it doesn't have to
um,
be a lot.
right. I would think number one, seriously, is do not waste time. Don't waste time. Do not waste time. I really, you know, I'm 40, but if I knew these things when I was 25, it would be, my life would be totally different. So I would say don't waste time. Take chances, take risks, smile throughout your struggle. Because a lot of times, when we worry and when we, are stressed out, it messes with our environment. It makes things worse. So I would say just stay positive, have faith that things will be okay, and manifest big. Why not? You know, don't hold yourself down to a cap of a reality that is, um, boring.
Right.
If you, my thing is, if you have one life to live it. Who cares if somebody doesn't like it? What they gonna do? What they gonna do? They're gonna be mad. They're gonna fuss and fight. They go. What are they gonna do? This is your life. I guess that's my main thing, Miss Deborah. I wish I had knew this before, but I'm really so glad that I know it now. So I'm looking forward to it. The journey. I'm not wasting any more time at all. I'm not
Oh,
wasting any more
good for
time.
you. This is excellent,
My
excellent,
kids
excellent.
too. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My kids too. They've been watching me. They think mama's a little cuckoo because I'm just I have my crystals and my incense, and I'm vibing and I'm listening to all kind of spiritual videos and things that metaphysical type things, and they think I'm a little cuckoo, but they're paying attention.
Hmm.
So the ones who supposed to pay attention are paying attention. The ones who matter. Forget everybody else. I don't care about them. But I'm not wasting any more time. I'm not letting anybody else dictate to me what I can do and what I can have. I had to let go of a close friend of mine because he kept telling me that, I couldn't get anybody to love me enough to take care of me. Basically, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I'm like, well, I want to get married to a good guy who has, the money for us to travel, and he's able to pay all the bills. What you mean? You can't have that. Okay, well, I can't. You can't be my friend no more. What kind of stuff is that?
Oh,
So I,
wow.
I don't need you. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to speak to you. I knew this guy for like 6 or 7 years, but I didn't know that he thought that way. Because who has that kind of conversation?
Right.
As you just think that people are on the same level, but when you raise your level, when you start growing, you find out that some people don't want you to grow. You know, so that was very discouraging. I've lost quite a few friends like that. I'm not wasting any more time now. So I had to throw him in the ocean.
He's sleeping with the
Let him go.
fishes.
He's sleeping with the fishes.
Oh, this is too
Yeah,
funny. Well,
it's
I want
funny.
to thank you for, setting aside your time this morning to spend with me and do
Okay.
this interview for the series. And I just love your story. I just love it. And you just look
Okay. Thank
so
you.
bright and happy and positive.
Okay.
And your makeup is on fleek, and your
Okay.
hair
Thank you,
is
Miss Deborah.
whipped, and all that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss Deborah. It's the nice day. It's Saturday. I have my day off. I'm about to go run errands, eat lunch, have a good time, come back home, enjoy myself by myself. I don't need anybody else. That's nobody in my ear, on my back, none of that. I'm so fine being by myself. I haven't dated anyone since the guy left because I don't want to, because I want to, I like spending time by myself.
It's a necessary thing.
Yes, yeah, and it's fun. I don't bother myself. I'm cool. Like,
She said, I don't
we don't
bother
get into
myself.
it. We don't get into it or anything. We have a good time.
You're so funny. All right, well, watch for the video. I'm gonna,
I
be
will.
editing them this week and try to start having them up online in about a week or
Okay.
so. And so this will
Yes,
definitely
ma'am.
be one for everybody to see. And I really, really
Okay.
appreciate this.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Deborah. I watch you all the time. I have you on my speaker in my car. Me and my daughter be laughing at you. But she listens, so she gets the lesson.
Yes,
We
good.
get the lesson, and then you got a mouth like my mom.
And you know what's
you know.
good about teenagers too? Sometimes they'll listen to, even if you say the same thing, they'll listen to somebody else say it, but they don't want to hear from you. Isn't that weird?
Yes, it's very weird, but it's very it's very true. So I'll put certain things in my car or on my TV from YouTube, and I'll just sit back and eat, and she's in there kind of looking sideways, listening, you know. So she's definitely paying attention. She is, and she's told me, she was like, "Mom, you know, I know you don't think I'm paying attention, but I'm watching and I'm listening and I'm learning." You know, I said, "Okay." So I don't want to push it because this will,
Right.
you know, go
Yeah.
the
No,
other way. She
you're
run
doing
the
a
other way.
great job. You're doing a great job. And
Okay,
go
thank you,
ahead,
Miss Deborah.
girl. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, thank you,
I'll
Miss
talk to
Deborah.
you
Thank you.
soon.
Okay, you have a great weekend.
You too. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.